Jeroen Jansen.
Hey, Michel Bouwman. Wat leuk, we zijn er weer.
Alweer
Gezellig.
zeg.
Ja.
Hoe gaat het met je?
Wat, hè? Ja, bij mij gaat het goed. Ja, lockdown technisch nog steeds. Dus het wordt er niet leuker op, laten we zeggen, buiten. Gezellig. Maar weet je, we houden het vol. En dit zijn de hoogtepunten van mijn week. 1 keer in de 2 weken is dit toch een hoogtepuntje, Teamstalk.
Nou, wat mooi. Hey, ik ga beginnen met jou een beetje jaloers te maken. Ik weet dat jij een groot fan bent van sokken. Misschien heb je ze ook gekregen. Ik denk het eigenlijk wel. Maar heb je deze al?
Van wie zijn ze? Ja, die zijn onderweg. Ja, die komen. Ja, ik weet, ze liggen al klaar. Ik moet ze alleen nog ophalen. Ja.
Hey, en ik zie ook dat je iets moois aan hebt.
Ja, ik heb de Teamstalk shirt heb ik aan. Bij mij staat er Please start without me. En bij jou staat You're on mute. En daaronder zit dan zo'n code. Dan kan je dus scannen met de Spotify app. En dan kom je dus gelijk in Teamstalk terecht. Hoe leuk is dat? En hebben we daar nog nieuws over dit soort shirts?
Ja, dus ze komen eraan. Jeroen en ik kwamen met het gekke idee 1,5 week geleden. En we hebben iemand gevonden binnen Microsoft die ook bereid is
die nog gekker is.
Ja. En bereid is om geld uit te geven aan deze shirts. Dus de shirts komen eraan. Binnenkort meer informatie over hoe ze beschikbaar zijn.
Ja.
Hey, aflevering 36. We hebben denk ik weer een leuke gast voor jullie klaarstaan. We gaan vandaag praten met Brian van Decisions. Daarmee gaan we het hebben over apps in meetings.
Ja,
we hebben een belangrijk iets toegevoegd aan onze API's, onze API's. Daarmee kun je nu apps bouwen in meetings. En Decisions is een van de eerste geweest die daar iets heel gaafs voor heeft gebouwd. Dus dat krijgen we straks. Zullen we beginnen met ons vaste item? Nieuw. Want er komen weer een hoop aantal mooie nieuwe features aan in Microsoft Teams.
We zijn weer open, dus we zijn weer aan het developen. Er komen weer allemaal gave, vet coole dingen.
Ja, dat gaat sneller dan ik eigenlijk had verwacht. Ik had verwacht dat we iets langer tot in het jaar zouden wachten met nieuwe dingen uit te rollen.
Tuurlijk niet.
Je ziet dat we nu, en dat zit met name in het preview channel. Dus je kun je vanuit je Office 365 of Microsoft 365 admin portal, kun je daar een nieuwe policy aanzetten, waardoor je features iets eerder krijgt dan dat de rest ze krijgt. En daar zitten nu 3 nieuwe dingen zitten of 2 nieuwe dingen zitten erin. En eentje hebben we vandaag aangekondigd. Allereerst de presenter view. Dus als jij in een meeting zit en je deelt daar je PowerPoint slide door op de deelknop te drukken, dan op browse te drukken en dan je PowerPoint te selecteren, dan krijg je daar nu ook al je notities krijg je meteen in beeld te zien. Dus je ziet niet alleen de slide zoals het publiek dat ziet, je ziet ook meteen daarnaast je notities en daaronder wat dan precies de volgende slide is. Mocht je willen spieken, is dit de uitkomst en hoef je dus niet meer lastig te doen met je presenter view.
Cool.
Dat vind ik een super handige.
Ja, is ook super handig. Wat ook nieuw is, en dat is meer, dat is niets technisch, maar dat is meer gewoon een aanpassing aan het product. De first line workers zijn veranderd. Die heten niet meer first line workers. Die heten nu frontline workers.
Oh, wat leuk. Nou, wat mooi zeg.
Ja, dat hebben we bewust gedaan, omdat nu, zeker in deze periode, merken gewoon dat frontline workers gewoon meer ook aanstaan. En mensen die echt daadwerkelijk aan het werk zijn, echt de klantcontact hebben. Wat super belangrijk is op dit moment. En we zien dat het eigenlijk veel meer frontline workers wordt genoemd dan firstline workers. Dus je zal van ons nu de communicatie ook steeds meer zien richting frontline workers dan richting firstline workers. Eén ding wel, de afkorting is hetzelfde gebleven. Ik denk dat dat even handig is om te doen.
Okay, dankjewel.
En sommigen gaan met een V doen in plaats van een F. Ja, je hebt ze erbij.
Oh ja, leg dan welk front het is.
Ja, daarom. Ja.
Hey, wat ook nieuw is er is een nieuwe UI. Dus er is een light mode en een dark mode met nieuwe icoontjes. Zijn we nu aan het uitrollen.
Ja.
Dus ook als je liever in de dark mode werkt, krijg je nu een nieuwe dark mode versie van Microsoft Teams. Zit je in de preview channel, kun je ook emojis laten zien in Teams meetings. Mocht je bijvoorbeeld willen klappen, hartje willen tonen. Het zit er nog meer in. Lachen. Er zit nog eentje in. Ja. En ik dacht eerst toen ik dat zag. Zoiets. Ik dacht eerst toen ik het zag van, is dit niet wat meer consumerachtig? Maar je merkt toch dat het een beetje persoonlijkheid toevoegt aan die meeting. Een beetje hetzelfde als de gifjes in de chats, vind je niet?
Ja. Dus zijn dan ook de breakout rooms ook in het donker? Zijn dat dan dark rooms geworden?
Er is nog een nieuwe feature die er aankomt. Nee.
Hij was te slecht. Ik weet
ik denk, ik ga er snel. Ik ga er snel overheen, dacht ik.
Ik niet. Ik blijf het. Ga verder.
Wat we ook vandaag bekend hebben gemaakt is dat er een nieuwe share tray komt. En de share tray is die balk dat als je op dat rechthoekje knikt met dat pijltje erin, dan komt dat menu van onder komt naar boven. Waar je je schermen zo kan kiezen. Dat gaat verhuizen. Dat gaat naar de rechterkant verhuizen van het scherm. Als je nu in je message center kijkt, zie je daar al de aankondiging van. Ik zag het zo even op LinkedIn posten, mocht je hem nog niet hebben gezien.
Ja, en de Approvals app is generally available gekomen. Ja, dus super handige app. Echt een leuk ding om te gebruiken. Dus ik zou zeggen, ga daar ook gewoon eens even naar kijken. Maar die is voor iedereen nu beschikbaar gekomen.
Ik heb de knop hier niet in mijn soundbank, maar waarom zou je dat doen?
Dan zal ik hem even doen. Nou, stel dat je bepaalde aanvragen moet goedkeuren, dan heb je daar gelijk een procesje voor dat je er iemand kan doorsturen. Die krijgt gelijk een melding ervan, kan erop reageren. Dus gelijk een lekker stukje geautomatiseerdheid naar de mensen toe.
Fantastisch, hartstikke
mooi,
goed. Hey, zullen we naar onze gast toe gaan?
Ja.
Zullen we dan beginnen met een filmpje?
Ja, en we gaan nou over naar Engels daarna. Hè? Dat mensen weten van wat praten ze in één keer raar, maar dat is Engels.
Ja, komt-ie.
Ja.
Every organization has meetings, lots of meetings. And much of the time before, during, and after these meetings goes to waste. Decisions for Office 365 helps you better plan and organize your meetings so that your team can focus on what's important, like good discussions that lead to great decisions. Successful meetings need a well-planned agenda. With Decisions, it's simple to build one from scratch or select a template to save time. Decisions also makes it easy for attendees to prepare for the meeting. They can view the agenda, review materials, upload their own attachments, suggest topics, or leave comments. This creates a collaborative process that leads to higher meeting engagement. With one click, create meeting minutes in Word. Select what information you want from the agenda, and you're ready to begin taking minutes. Use Decisions Smart Text Recognition to automatically sync meeting tasks and decisions to Microsoft Planner. Task owners will receive notifications to complete outstanding items, and you'll have a record of meeting outcomes. For less formal meetings, you can use OneNote. Microsoft Teams is the collaboration hub for Office 365 that integrates the people, content, and tools for successful team communications. Decisions makes it a hub to successfully manage meetings, share the meeting agenda, publish meeting minutes and track outcomes, all within Microsoft Teams. Decisions, your meetings more successful.
Yes, great little teaser video. Brian, welcome to Teams Talk.
Thank you, Michelle. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good. You are I think the first non-Dutch speaking guest that we have on the show. So this is a special moment for us as well.
Yes, we have to practice our English. That's a good thing. So,
easier than me doing the Dutch. I appreciate that.
Yeah, but I'm so jealous of you, right? You in the talk we had before, you're stating that you're from the US and you're living in Norway. That's like for me like a dream come true. You know, like I love the US and I love Norway, so that's like yeah. So, yeah.
Brian, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you, and what is it that you do at Decisions?
Yeah. So my name's Brian Huber. I'm the sales director at Decisions. I've been with the company about 2 years, which has been a really exciting time. We've gone quite international in that time period. We went from like 45 customers to about 600 at this point now, which is really cool. And it's focusing on what is sort of a huge problem that everybody has in their day-to-day work life, which is meetings, and specifically bad meetings. And we give people a tool to address that, which is also fun. Me personally, like you said, I'm originally from the U.S., from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. But yeah, I've been in Norway for about 7 years now. Love it. Weather could be better, but besides that, I have no complaints.
No.
I heard that you're in a special situation now with the snow. Didn't it rain this morning?
we had snow for about 2 weeks. So we have about a meter and a half, not a meter and a half, about a half a meter. I don't want to I won't. I don't need to embellish like a half.
You don't want to
meter.
oversize it. No.
Yeah, exactly. It just like sits on the roof, and then
Yeah.
today it just started raining, so all that just came crashing down onto my driveway.
Yeah.
Right before the call.
Imagine having to clean all that stuff in the driveway. That should be horrible.
that would be like a burden. It's like so hard.
Yeah, that was my wife's job. Sorry,
Tell
honey,
us a
I
bit-
didn't want to call.
Yeah.
Man, so tell us a little bit. Let me start with introducing the meeting extensibility first. I think that's a good idea. So we have the Graph API, or if we take it one step back, I think there's 3 ways that you can go about with apps in Teams. So one is the apps that are already installed, pre-installed in Teams that you can start using. Not only Microsoft applications, but also applications from companies such as Adobe, even Cisco WebEx, Zoom, Mural, all kinds of tools that people might use. That's one. The other one is leveraging the Power Platform. So either building your own apps in Power Apps, or creating your own flows in Power Automate, or creating your own chatbots through Power Virtual Agents. The third step is leveraging the APIs and the Teams toolkits to really create your own application into Microsoft Teams. And I think that's exactly what you guys have done. Is you've leveraged something new that's in the API, which is meeting extensibility, which then brings your application right into Microsoft Teams, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it was really exciting because we were launch partners with Microsoft for this. Being able to bring the agenda that you build and share and collaborate on outside of the meeting, actually in the meeting and in the window while the meeting is taking place, is a real game changer for us. You can launch all of your files. You can even take votes and things like that in the meeting itself without having to look at 2 screens or split your screen. You can focus on the people that you're talking to and review the meeting material and conduct the meeting at the same time, which is really cool.
Right. And for those that are watching and not listening, or maybe not just listening, there's a screenshot right here of the application. How important is that? We often talk about the meeting lifecycle, right? So meetings used to be this just one moment that we would all come together and talk about a certain topic, and then after meeting we would just leave. But if you look at the meeting, if you approach it more like a meeting lifecycle, there is a before, during, and after. Tell us a little bit about the vision there with decisions in regards to the meeting lifecycle.
Right. So, I mean, if you're happy having bad meetings, then there's no life cycle. You can just show up and sort of go with the flow, but you're not gonna be able to get what you want done. And that's sort of one of the problems with the sort of meeting culture right now. If you're able to prep, so you share a quick agenda with people so they know what they're going to be discussing. That'll improve your meetings a huge amount. But then if you take that a step further and share the materials ahead of time so people can read through them, they're not wasting time, looking at the PDF that you want to share, like in the meeting itself. It'll really make the meeting a lot smoother. And then, of course, when you're in the meeting, you get people, if they're prepared, they're also breaking out of their silos. They're able to discuss and actually come to the decisions that affect the business, which is, the main point of the meeting. And then, even if you have a great meeting, if you don't, actively track those follow-ups, the takeaways from that meeting, it may as well have been that the meeting didn't happen at all because nothing's going to get done. So, our other piece is making sure that people track their action items. So we have a nice integration with Microsoft Planner. So tasks coming out of the meeting are automatically synced there. We make it easy, as you showed in the video, to create minutes for the meeting, so you have a lasting artifact for what was discussed in that meeting. That's all stored in SharePoint for you automatically. So we sort of make it easy for people to have good meetings.
Yeah, and it's like giving your meeting that extra, that it's really like it's a meeting that is not just a fire and forget meeting, but basically making sure that the meeting is it's accountable for, and everybody knows what to do and what's the next steps and the follow-ups, what you want to do, right?
Right. We've all been in bad meetings, and we all been in good meetings that didn't, the things that people said that they were going to do didn't get done before the next meeting, and that's not ideal either. So, we want to make sure that everybody has the tools to to run their meeting properly and do it easily, so that they save time doing it also.
Yeah.
What's the feedback coming from the customers that you currently have? How did and let's start with the culture perspective, right? Because this also means that something has to change within the culture. Maybe even how you set up meetings. We've often talked about shortening meetings from an hour to 45 minutes, or shortening them from 30 minutes to 20 minutes. This involves a lot of change, and it involves a lot of culture. What is it that you've been hearing from your customers when it comes to the change that they're going through from a cultural perspective now that they approach meetings more as a life cycle?
Right, and it's the overwhelming feedback right now is that it's sort of night and day. That people tend to come to us because they have a problem right now, and they recognize that they have a problem with meetings. They just need a way to sort of overcome that. So the people that we're dealing with oftentimes have really ingrained sort of chronic problems with their meetings. So they have a tool that makes it a lot easier to share and do things the right way. So they come back to us and they say, this is really night and day. We have people who are engaged in the meeting for the first time. We have stats on, more than 70% of the people that we work with are saying that they feel more energy and more engagement in their meetings than they had before, which is awesome to hear, because then if there's more energy and more engagement, people are making better decisions at the end of the day, and that's where the big change is happening, which is harder to track for us. It doesn't do us any good in terms of like being able to track the ROI or anything like that, but we know that people are making better decisions, which make have multi-million-dollar consequences. So yeah, it's great feedback, and it's great to hear. We love working with our customers. Try to stay engaged with them as I can, even now.
Right. How important was it? And I'm just rambling on, Jeroen. Please interrupt me if there's anything you want to. How important was it to leverage more endpoints within the API? Because as you were saying, and as we just saw in the video, for those that are watching this on LinkedIn or YouTube, it integrates with Outlook, it integrates with Planner, it integrates with SharePoint. So it's not just Teams. Why was it so important to make sure that it integrated with multiple solutions?
Well, we want to take a couple of reasons. We want to allow people to use the investment that they already have in Microsoft, in the data storage, the security, all of those things that are sort of so great about working in a Microsoft shop, and give people sort of extend that to the meetings. We didn't need to create an entire new tool from scratch. We could use the infrastructure already built by Microsoft to sort of get the different tools to talk together a little bit better, so that people can organize their meetings. So it's so it really just presented us with a great opportunity to build a great piece of software on top of what they're already using every day.
Yeah, and I think that part you just mentioned about security is very important. Speak a little bit about it from a security perspective.
Yeah, so that's one of the nicest things about Decisions is that all of the data, so all of the meeting data, the agenda, any files that you share, tasks, minutes, all of that is housed within their tenant, so within SharePoint itself, meaning that we don't house any of our client data, so we don't know what they're talking about in their meetings. And it's not shared with any third party or housed by us. It's all housed in the same place in that they normally house, same place that they're housing all of their other data in SharePoint. And since it's built on SharePoint, it's also using the same and following the same security policies as anything else that they have in SharePoint. Data retention, archiving, all of those things that the IT teams are painstakingly put in place right now. Extends to Decisions, so they don't need to configure a whole third-party app or something like that, or a whole third-party.
Yeah, cool. If you look at the setup of the product, what is needed for that? Is it difficult to do? Do you need to be an IT admin, or what's like the basic setup that you need to do if you want to start using this?
Yeah, so we have we have apps that are available through Microsoft App Source. So there's an app for Outlook, there's an app for Teams, and for Word. The Word handles the meeting minutes. Outlook and Teams, you can build agendas and collaborate. Obviously, Teams is our biggest sort of where people are entering the product right now the most at this point. So they can download that there. They have eligibility for a free trial period. They can use it in a couple of their meetings, see if it's a good fit, and sort of take it from there. It does require an administrator consent to be able to use it. So when you download it, it will tell you that you need to have a global admin or a Teams or a Microsoft 365 admin consent to the usage, basically just so that the APIs can work properly. And once that's done, then you can use it, and it'll kick off a free trial that you can test it out and put it through the ringer a bit.
Yeah, cool.
And I think that really ties those two questions together. And for the IT admins that are either watching or listening, that might have some worries about adding other applications into Microsoft Teams, you continue to have complete control over what is and what isn't happening. So you can say my end user isn't allowed to just install any app into Teams. You can say, no, we need this consent for apps X, Y, and Z. You can also say, hey, I only want the decision app, and I don't want any of the other apps to be allowed within Teams. So I think it's important to know for the IT admins that you keep full control of what apps you are and are not allowing into the program.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's right. And that's another one of the nice things is that since it's deployed via AppSource, there isn't really a long installation procedure that needs to be done. It's basically the admin. Well, they can even centrally deploy it. So users can of course download it from AppSource if they're able to, but admins can also deploy it to specific users in the organization. So they can. So that makes it even easier too for the end user.
Does that happen a lot? Just curious. If you look at the rollout, so when we started looking at the rollout for Teams, especially in the beginning, we've seen a lot of adoption, obviously, over the past year already with this COVID situation. Is that a best practice? What is the best practice? So let's say you have an organization with multiple departments, maybe 1,000 people in the company. Is there a best practice when it comes to adopting decisions? Is it starting with a small group and then expanding, or are you going for the big bang? What's the best practice that's out there?
Yeah, it varies a bit from organization to organization. Usually, people have a few either projects or teams in mind that it's a great fit for immediately, and we'll do a rollout to 5 or 10 teams so that they can use it, and then use that sort of as a test case before rolling it out to the organization as a whole. So you can sort of do it piecemeal, but we have plenty of people who are like, this is a perfect fit. This is the way we want to do all of the meetings across the organization. Let's just get going with that. So it varies a bit. So we see both.
Okay. As we already head towards the 30-minute mark, and this is flying by all really fast, what's next for decisions? Are you already looking at, is there a roadmap in place for new features that might be coming, leveraging whatever Microsoft offers you within the platform?
Yeah, definitely. We have quite a long roadmap. So we have a great development team, great product team that has quite a bit in line over the next couple weeks and months. One thing that I'm really excited about, and I think you guys mentioned it as well, is I would love to get to be able to get into the APIs for approvals, so that we deal with a lot of people that have their documents that are coming in out of meetings. They also need to be approved before the meeting or maybe as a result of that meeting. So being able to tie in there is something that's really exciting for us, and we hope to be able to do down the line.
Just for everybody to know, Decisions isn't the only app that's currently available that's leveraging the meeting extensibility. We now have over 20 different applications that are using these parts of the API. I think the easiest one to start using is Forms, where you can have live polls within your Teams meeting.
Yeah,
Right.
Forms is great. It's a really nice integration there too. You can take a quick informal poll of in the meeting and share that. It's super easy to set up. I love those things.
Yeah,
And I'm looking.
if you look at the future of within Teams, if you see how we are working, what you will see is that more and more integration is being done with Decisions, with Forms, with all other apps that we are having, and it enriches your experience, but also it makes it more handy to do. Like having a virtual agent on ticketing systems, having decisions within your meetings, and going through all of your tasks and plans that you need to do for the day, and setting it up for you. You get like a one-stop shop, and I think that's important to see. Looking at hybrid working, where are you working? That Teams is not only used for communication, but also your place for collaboration and for doing your day-to-day job. And I really love to see that what you guys are doing from Decisions, helping people to be more productive from that matter. And I think it saves so much time not having to switch to websites or to Outlook or whatsoever, but you have a one-stop shop where you can do. And I think that's one of the key features that we're going to see more and more with Teams in this case.
If people want to start with Decisions today or want to reach out to you, what's the easiest way?
Yeah, I would suggest, of course, you can go to Microsoft App Source. It's just appsource.microsoft.com and search for Decisions there. You'll find our add-ins. But I also encourage people to check out our website, meetingdecisions.com, where you can take a look at product videos, look at the feature set, reach out to book a demo. You might even, if you're lucky, book a demo with me. Wouldn't that be fun?
Whoa! Oh man, this is like the holy grail that you can get, right?
That's the ultimate.
Having Brian
incentive.
doing a demo for you, it's like a dream come true, man.
Man, thanks so much, Brian. Thanks so much for joining us today. Good luck with the snow. And,
thank you.
We'll be keeping an eye on the development of the product, and I'm excited to see people start with Decisions. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Jeroen, see you in 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks time. I'm here. Still
See you
here.
then.
Lockdown. I'm here.
Yeah, good stuff. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.